Midday with Valerie Pringle and Peter Downey.
Good afternoon. This is Midday for Wednesday, May the 6th.
Welcome to the program. As that barge of garbage continues to float in the Atlantic, we have a look at the problem of Canadian refuse. We produce millions of it every year, and we're running out of places to dump it. We'll speak with two people about what we could and should be doing.
Staying fit after 50, Dr. Grantham's going to talk about practical ways to keep your health and fitness as you get older.
David Winning's first film was about his parents' visit to the zoo. Now the Calgary filmmaker has signed a big deal with a U.S. distributor, and we'll talk to him about his film, Storm.
Welcome back. Coming up on Midday, a Calgary filmmaker who prefers to stay in the West and make movies for Hollywood. And Tom New reviews The All-Nighter, which is a party that really bombed.
In the next half hour, keep your eye out for Calgary filmmaker David Winning. He might be the next Alfred Hitchcock. We'll talk with him, and we'll have the moving story of one family's attempt to rebuild their life after a tragedy when we return. But our first story, the calm after the storm.
Last year, David Winning quit his part-time job at the Jubilee Auditorium in Calgary, and the next day he flew to Los Angeles to sign a deal that will see his first feature film distributed around the world. But his seeming overnight success was actually 3 years of very hard work and negotiation. David Winning's movie is called Storm, and it was filmed in and around Calgary 3 years ago. The plot revolves around a couple of university students who stumble on a murder. Director Winning builds suspense with fast edits, eerie music, and moving camera shots.
Look, you got another think coming if you think I'm just going to pack up and leave.
Don't cause trouble, Bert. It's for the best.
The film critic for the Globe and Mail described Storm as a remarkable new thriller, a rave review for a movie written, produced, and directed by a 22-year-old filmmaker. In the style of Alfred Hitchcock, David Winning makes a cameo appearance in Storm. He says his acting role was more a result of budget restrictions than anything else. Storm has been compared with the movie Deliverance, a movie Winning saw at the age of 14 and still says is one of his all-time favorites.
With me now from our Calgary studio is David Winning. David, I got to tell you, I saw Storm yesterday afternoon, and one of the first things that struck me about it was how terrific the music was.
Yeah, that was all done by Amin Bhatia, who's a synthesizer genius who's been working out of Calgary for some time. He's actually working on a record contract with Capitol Records in the States right now.
Yeah, because it's not often that the music stands out like that.
Well, it was, you know, I was a little leery about using electronic music from the start, but it has a nice effect. I think it works really well. He's very good at layering the music, too, a lot of tracks and that kind of thing.
Well, it made it more frightening in moments. Yeah. Now, why did you shoot the dog? You make a cameo appearance, and you shoot...
Sort of hoping you wouldn't bring that up.
A German Shepherd.
I love dogs, actually. No, it was, well, how it started was I ended up playing Stan Kane's younger version in the film. He's the bad guy lead, and have to make him bad, so... but we did it off-screen, and it was tasteful, I thought.
Artful, right? Are you going to make an appearance in all your movies?
No.
Cameo role like Hitchcock did?
No, absolutely not. No, that was sort of unintentional. It started as a much smaller part than it ended up being in the film, so.
Okay, sometimes things start out small and get bigger in the media, and a lot of the articles about you say that you want to be the next Hitchcock.
Yeah, I'm going to have to gain a lot of weight before I can get there.
And lose some hair. You want to do that? Is that what you want to, is that the direction you're going?
I mean, I really admire Hitchcock, but I'm not sure I really want to continue working in thrillers forever. I'd like to try all kinds of films. So I guess from that point of view, I'm not really specifically aiming at mysteries and thrillers and stuff like that. I like action films, but...
How old were you when you got your first camera? I mean, you were 10 years old or something, weren't you?
10, yes. It was my 10th birthday.
Did you start with thrillers and chasing?
No, actually, I started with a documentary about my parents' visit to the zoo.
Good music in that one, too?
No, it was silent, you know.
So how did it end up? I mean, you were an usher at the Jubilee Auditorium in Calgary, right?
That's right.
Now,
until just recently.
When you were showing people to their seats, did you have sequences going through your mind and people returning from the dead?
No, that makes me sound morbid. No, I was actually a ticket ripper, not an usher. But I always had plans to leave it eventually, and fortunately we were able to leave and go right to Los Angeles and sign a big deal with Canon, which was the best way to leave, I think.
How did that happen? I mean, that can't just be luck, but luck certainly must have played some part in it.
No, well, we spent a year and a half touring tapes of the film around to various distributors throughout North America, and we finally cut a deal with Thomas Howe Associates in Vancouver. Yeah. Yay, Western Canada. Sorry. And he took the film over to MIFED, which is a market they have in Italy every October, and he lucked into a conversation with Menachem Golan and Yoram Globus, the two guys from Canon, and they ended up, they looked at the film overnight and came back and made an offer, and they loved it.
Now, you learned a lot about movie making from television, right? You said in one article you were quoted as saying that you were raised on television.
That's right, yeah.
What did you learn from the small screen that you could put onto a big screen?
I think it was the kind of things I picked up were dramatic structure and that kind of thing, just storylines, how to make something convincing, and how to keep a story rolling.
You learn how to make something convincing from television?
Well, some television. You can also learn from bad television. I think you can learn from anything.
No, are you planning? Sorry,
how
go
not
ahead.
to do something. I said how not to do something.
Yeah. Are you planning on staying in Calgary?
Always. Yay, I'm one of those guys who's not going to go south to become famous.
Well, and proudly, too. I mean,
yes. Oh, certainly.
Yeah, so you can make anything you want from your base in Calgary.
That's right.
Shooting in the province, or are you going to be traveling around? This next film you're working on, I mentioned to you, sounded a bit like Blow Up, where, remember the old movie where the guy's taking pictures of a park and
sure.
He goes home and develops them and he sees a murder taking place.
That's right. Well, we're doing, the film's called Flash Frame, and it involves photography and murder, and that's certainly a theme that's been done before in a lot of movies, but we're going to be different and original. So we hope to shoot in Calgary this summer, with any luck, once the money shows up.
Does it, you know, you sound very matter-of-fact about it. How old are you? You're 25?
Yes.
Are you
I'm 25. I'm 25 for another week and a half.
Well, happy birthday. An early happy birthday. But I mean, are you surprised that all this success is coming your way? I mean, Storm got rave reviews.
Yeah, we did really well with it. I've always felt like I've been in the right place at the right time. And I've been very fortunate with the people who've helped me out over the years. And, but I've also always believed that, you know, if you have a good product, sooner or later it's going to get seen and shown. So I kept my fingers crossed.
Yeah. Well, and then all started with Mom and Dad at the zoo, right?
That's true, yeah.
David, thanks for talking to us.
Okay, thanks very much.
Good luck.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.